Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, honorable person in the desk, the Director Executive of ISC, ROA, all these members, these honorable members, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Just a few words to say that, apologizing for being slightly late, but I also some challenge for coming here. So good morning to everybody. It's my great pleasure to be here for this important conference organized by ISC and the Academy, the National Academy of Science and Technique of Senegal. And I would like to express our deep appreciation for this opportunity to take the floor and share the findings, because I'm chairing the high-level panel of emerging technology of African Union. And these findings are aimed to bring sustainable answers to issues we are facing in Africa. So with the fourth industrial revolution, which is in motion, the boundaries between digital, biological, chemical, and physical are more and more broad, resulting in hybrid technologies. And these particularly complex new technologies at the confluence of gene technology, big data, artificial intelligence, new materials, robotics, nanotechnology, and some of them are already present in our daily life. But this technology will shape the future of the world. So, despite the disturbing and stressful speed with which these new technologies are evolving and producing deep change in our societies, in Africa, youth is taking the lead, and it's very important. Because we have seen young entrepreneurs who have demonstrated their ability to take the best of these technologies, undertaking and creating new products and markets. We used to hear that tomorrow's world will be in Africa. Experts predict. I say yes, tomorrow will be in Africa. But it's not enough to proclaim it. We need to put in place appropriate strategies in order to take full advantage of scientific advance and technological innovations. And the future is now, so we need to take action. Fortunately, we are in a favorable momentum. And we have every reasons for optimism in the light of significant progress seen on the continent, achieving important advance in a food production system, relying more and more on high-yield seeds and mechanization, building necessary and relevant infrastructures, reducing malaria burden by 45%, making progress also in the use of clean energy. But even more, it is in the field of ICT that Africa has shown its tremendous creativity with these thousands of startups emerging in many countries. And this is under this context, and recognizing these unprecedented opportunities to speed up our development, the African Union Commission and government express the need to accelerate the use of new and emerging technologies in Africa. So the African Union High-Level Panel on Emerging Technologies, APET, have been created in 2017. APET is committed to develop around emerging technologies of relevance, scientific assessed reports, offering policy advice, and forging connections between scientists, policymakers, and private sector. 10 technologies have been identified, and 4 of which were analyzed in detail. These are gene drive for the control and elimination of malaria vector, drone technology for transforming Africa's agriculture, microgrid for access to energy, and artificial intelligence. To facilitate ownership of these emerging technologies, reports have been developed and released. You have some copy on the Secretariat in French, mainly. And these emerging technologies have a very potential impact. They are expected to have a potential on the society, on the economy, health, agriculture, environment, transportation, many sectors. And certainly they will change the way we are doing research. Because some of these new research tools are inventions that do not create or improve a specific product. Instead, they constitute a new way of creating new products with much broader application. And that is the reason why, in the panel, we consider that these emerging technologies are platforms. Platforms with endless opportunities. Similar to what we have seen in Malaysia in the 90s with superconductors, which were the core of the industrial development of this country. And to illustrate my remarks, I will take 3 examples, 3 emerging technologies that have been adopted by the African Union. Currently, it are being implemented in some countries. The first one is drone for precision agriculture. With the use of drones, the amount of information acquired thanks to the imagery associated with sensors make it possible to quickly analyze a situation in real time, contextualize it, and take the appropriate decisions. This allows to anticipate and reduce risk. Drones are reliable tools for decision support to optimize farm management, thus increasing yields and profit, while helping to protect the environment from pollution. Excuse me. These drones have also the potential to facilitate the research practice through new methods of data collecting, accurate and in real time, offering many opportunities to innovate in various sectors. And this new context will open up for scientists in agriculture new paths for more efficiency and more productivity. Thank you. And these opportunities are based on a synergetic interaction between various specialists, soil scientists, plant pathologists, agronomists, physiologists, microbiologists, all working on the same platform using same data generated by real-time imagery. However, given the huge amount of data generated by imagery, which scientists have to analyze, the association of drone with machine learning and cloud sourcing will be necessary for even more precision in analysis and speed in decision making. The second emerging technology you have identified is gene drive for control and elimination of malaria diseases vector. Gene drive is an innovation in genetic engineering. It is a biased inheritance system with a high frequency of gene transmission and very much species specific. The gene drive technology have broad application for preventing the spread of vector-borne diseases such as dengue, Lyme, Zika, and malaria. All these are transmitted by insects. And gene drive is a powerful technology for malaria eradication. It is estimated that in a scheme of large scale, even 10% of release of the wide population could spread enough to eliminate all the population of mosquito in a very short period. So, gene drive is a very powerful technology. And this technology holds also a great potential in basic research to understand the functioning of life, and it represents also a widely applicable method for many new varieties in agriculture, and is expected to have a great impact on agricultural productivity, on animal health, and animal and human health. With the easiness, the low cost, endless possibilities of modification of genes, along with the ability of genomic database, gene drive could be viewed not only as an innovation that enhances the efficiency of the activity, of the research activity, but has the potential to create a new playbook for innovation. And this technology is considered as an invention of a method of inventing, IMI. So even if gene drive technology raises serious concerns about the safety of ecosystems and species, and concern about the ethics of these manipulations, this technology stands to be the most effective today for reducing or eliminating malaria vectors. The third technology I want to talk about is artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence has become more mature and encompasses diverse fields of research with considerable progress, producing significant impact on the lives of citizens. And with the rapid development of machine learning, big data, cloud sourcing, artificial intelligence offers many applications in the field of education, research, human health, offering experience where the human dimension of care is supplemented by automation. And we have also in industry where you have intelligent robots, sophisticated intelligent robots. We found AI also in finance, banking, in business, by optimizing tools, management, and so on. And all these applications of artificial intelligence using machine learning and neural networks hold an important prospect of lowering cost, reducing time, enhancing efficiency, and stimulating innovation. And we can consider that this innovation is very disruptive, but also it is very transformative for our modern society. The artificial intelligence is one of the most powerful emerging technology in its ability to deeply penetrate, invade our society, and completely change the usual models in all sectors of human life. Furthermore, with self-learning machines or software, artificial intelligence is constantly improving by identifying the gaps, taking steps to close them, and offering more solutions to solve problems over time. These are the main three emerging technologies we have been considering in the panel. Emerging technology in Africa and youth. One thing is to identify and propose relevant emerging technologies. But another thing, and much more important, is to identify key actors to implement these emerging technologies. And African youth and policymakers are the main actors able to create and spur an enabling ecosystem for innovation. It's important to create this ecosystem if you want to take full advantage of these emerging technologies. And it's amazing to see the incredibility capacity of African youth, not only to absorb the innovation, but also the capacity to transform this innovation in order to create new products, new models, more accessible, more inclusive, and at much lower cost. This local answer, based on social and cultural engineering, is the main force for African countries to enter in this industrial revolution 4.0. And we have many examples. In Togo, where young entrepreneurs are using 3D printing to produce medical prostheses. In Rwanda, the famous drones are used as cargo for blood packet delivery in remote areas. In Kenya, South Africa, Senegal, Nigeria. Artificial intelligence and drone are used by young people, young entrepreneurs, to help farmers predict the productivity of their crops. So youth is very creative. And they do not wait for scientists or economists or policymakers to seize technological innovations. They are often in advance. They have been using drones before the government of Rwanda set up a regulation, a new law on drones. So they used to take over, absorbing innovation, creating new models that meet the needs of the society. The second thing is policy. Policy have to set up strategic policies for implementation. The role of policymakers is to set up an enabling environment for these startups to develop their ingenuity and steer the need for social and economic transformation. And the impact of technological change on improvement of quality of life for citizens in a country is relying on education, regulatory, policy environment. The capacity of technology absorption by the society, the affordability and accessibility of products in the markets are also important factors. And these important challenges in terms of training, in terms of building relevant infrastructures, research, thoughtful policies for entrepreneurship, for regulation, for communication, and awareness are this challenge we have to face. So in conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, Africa is shaping its future trying to build more rational, more inclusive, and sustainable economic models. A future we want to be based on innovation, which have a tremendous power for societal transformation. And it's very challenging. It's very challenging, but it's interesting. But let us remind that every challenge is an opportunity that can be realized. Thank you for your attention.